Hello friends, welcome to my channel. So a while back I had a request to show my nail stamping polishes and I need to kind of reorganize them. I have added to my collection since I've started my channel, so I figured it'd be a good time to show you. Um, some of them already have some swatches on the tops, but some of them don't. So I'll just go through with you and show you what I have and swatch what I don't have swatched already. And these will all be Maniology stamping polishes. I only have a few from one other brand, so I will probably do that at a later time separately. So this is going to be reds and burgundies. So I have this one that you've seen many, many times, Fireside B189, and this is their cream red. I'm going to say that this is one of the lighter cream reds that they have currently. Now, I can't speak for any in the past. I only know like more current ones. So I would say this is the lighter tone. And then they have Cherry Bomb. I do not have that one, which is going to be a little bit darker than this one. This one is already swatched on the top, and I do like this one. I have mostly shimmery colors. I just gravitate to shiny, but I've gotten more into the creams because I have found that I can use those for, a lot more things if I don't want shiny, of course. And then this one's new to me, which you saw in my last video if you watched it, and this is Red Sea B199, and the sticker was missing when I got it, so wasn't even in the box. So as you can see, this is the darker tone. I believe if this is not the darkest red they have, it's one of the darker that they have. So we'll swatch this one. And for my swatches, I'm going to use plate M005. I'll do this image here because it gives a good idea and reaches around the whole sticker. And when I used this in my last video, I was really happy with it and I really wish I would have got it sooner. And I'm going to kind of get into that as we go. Like, what do I think you really need versus what you don't need? Okay. And I feel like this almost has a different consistency. It almost has a jelly consistency. I've never heard anyone say that, but it did seem a little bit different than what I'm used to with a cream. Now, it really doesn't look too dark on the swatch, does it? But it is darker than this one. And as you can tell, over the black, this one shows better. So different tones can work well for different things, but I do really like it. I like both of them. And this is my only two creams. And I'm trying to put these kind of into like the category like shimmer, glitter. I feel like these two, I'm gonna call these two a metallic. And y'all have seen me use this. So this is Evil Eye B308. Very beautiful color. And this one is Cinnamon Spark B531, which is one of their newer ones. This one appears darker in the bottle, but I did mention up on the swatches, because I did already swatch these, that this one actually looked lighter to me on the swatch. I don't think you would need both of them. I think either or would work just fine. Both very pretty, very similar, in my opinion. I feel like this one has more of a slight pink tint to it. But I really like both. Don't really have a favorite of those two. And I think I'm going to call this next group um, I guess a shimmer. So this one is called Candy Apple B456. This one is Ilma B474. Don't know if I'm pronouncing that right. This one is a shimmer, but this one leans like a pinky red with maybe a pinch of orange. And then this one is Candy Cane B458. This is newer to me. I don't even know if I've actually used this one yet. I'm going to call it a shimmer. It's kind of hard to sometimes say where they should go because they're kind of a mixture. But this one is like a red orange. So I have swatched this one, but I have not swatched the other two. So we'll do the other two and then kind of compare them. Then we'll start with Ilma. Um, I used to call it Lima because I thought it was an L, but somebody pronounced it with an I first. I don't know. Now I can tell you, I do really like this one. It is very pretty. It's just different. I can't really explain it other than that because it's got that, like I said, a reddy pinky orange tone. Very pretty. Now also, you'll see that some are not as opaque as others. So it really just depends on what you're going for. Okay, so I'm trying to pause in between closing the bottle and cleaning off. So this one is very, very pretty. I really like this one. But as you can tell, it's not super opaque, but it is just different. And it, to me, it looks a little more pink tone over the black and a little more maybe orange tinted over the white. This one was candy apple. So this one's more red, of course. Okay, and then we'll do candy cane. Try to close it first. Didn't want to end up knocking it over. This one almost is kind of similar to the last one, I feel like. And it's also different over the black versus the white. So this was the last one, Ilma. Okay, this one actually looks to have more, that's funny, more of a pink tone to me on here. Well, maybe on the white, over the white, it sort of does. But over the black, this one looks more pink and this one more orange. But I mean, you could get into this all day, like how they differ just a little bit. And they do look different, you know, when they're swatched versus when they're in the bottle. So again, this one is candy apple. This one is candy cane. And this one is Ilma. Okay, now I'm going to call this the glitter section. So let me just lay them here first. Okay, let me roll this over here. So this one is Galentine B329. And this one is more kind of pink red to me. This one is Ruby Slipper B419. And this one actually probably looks a little bit more pink than the other one. But we'll swatch and see. Okay, and then this one is, y'all have seen this one many times, Shaka Santa. Sticker's gone. I'll have to look up the name or the number because I forget. And this one's really pretty. I like this one. I like all of them actually. This one looks like it has a little bit more glitter than maybe than these two. And then this one is Rudolph B496. And to me, this one's more of a brown toned red. Now I could, I guess, go ahead and include this one. This is, but this one's more holographic. This is Bloodbender B445, and this is new to me because, like I said, I've recently added to my collection, and when they have sales on different ones, I try to get them kind of through that since I am trying to build my collection. Okay, so we'll do the swatches and kind of compare. Okay, so we'll start with Galentine, and I cannot promise you if this is still on there or not. They've been discontinuing some things, and I've gotten where I can't keep up anymore. So I do apologize. If you do not see something on the website, then that probably has been discontinued. Let me get a little bit more of this one. Okay, that is Galentine. It's very pretty. I really like it. And that's going to be common with, polishes. They come in and out and get rid of old ones, bring in new ones. Okay, and this is Ruby Slipper, and I feel like this one's gone. I could be wrong. I hate to say anything because sometimes they'll surprise you and bring something back if they find some extras or whatever. So this one's definitely got more of a pink tone. I've said pink a lot, I know, but it does have a pink cast. So this one was Galantine. So I feel like they both have a pink tint, but this one has more of a, I don't know how to explain it. Maybe this one's like a brighter pink tint versus this one. Okay, and this one's Rudolph. I know they still have this one. And this one to me has like a brown tone to it. And I'll put them all together as far as this, like the glitters, so you can see the tops of them side by side. Okay, and this one is Bloodbender, and this is new to me. And I don't think I got this one on sale. There's some I tried to get what I could on sale. And this is the one that's supposed to be holographic, which I can see in the bottle. Oh, I can see it over the black right there. So when the light hit it just right, very slightly over the white. Okay, and then we have Shaka Santa, and it is already swatched. Okay, so that is the glitters that I have. Now there's a bunch I don't have, but and this one, okay, Galantine, Ruby Slipper, Rudolph, Bloodbender, and Shaka Santa. So the ones that are available, do I think you need all these? No, I do not. But that's just how I am. I think of this in a financial standpoint. Most, most of us are not going to be able to have every single color, right? So um, they're all pretty. You can't go wrong with any. But again, some are more opaque than others. And there are some that are sand, which is the ones that are most glittery, and they're kind of gritty. I don't have any of those in my reds, I don't believe, because that one was. I wonder what they consider this one. Hold on. Okay, they are calling Shaka Santa a sand. I can tell in the bottle, but it doesn't necessarily look like it to me on the top. Okay, and then next we're going to go through the burgundies. Now, obviously, when you get into burgundy, you're leaning towards purple. But I put these with my reds because some of them will surprise you. They don't necessarily look like you would think. So this one is Wolfish B223. This is Hell Santa B450. They might have got rid of this one. I'm not certain anymore. Leather, I really like this one. Does not look like you would think. B368. See, it looks very dark. And then this one's new to me. This is Velvetine B527. Very, very pretty looking in the bottle. It's got gold and red, but apparently you will see, and you probably already have seen on other people swatching, does not turn out this way on the swatch. So let's get to that. This one is Wolfish. This one is part of the Grimm's Nightfall collection, I believe, and a very popular color. I actually do not have that collection of Grimm's Nightfall. Okay, so as you can see, it's real purpley and looking in the bottle. I would say it does give off a purple tint. This to me does come off as like burgundy, which is, purpley red. So this one mm, could have gone to the purples, but some colors are just kind of hard to place. All right, then we have Hell Santa, which, okay, it is darker in the bottle anyway compared to the other one. Very purpley in the bottle, but on the top it looks more red toned. Still purple leaning, but more red than purple compared to the way it looks in the bottle. And this one was Wolfish. So they're somewhat similar, but this one to me is more purple toned and this one more red toned. Okay, and this one is leather, and I know I like it. I overlooked this color so many times, and then I saw a Maniology short, and they had it swatched on or onto a mani, and I was like, oh my gosh, I need it. So as you can see, super dark in the bottle. Almost looks like black almost from here. But look at that. It's like purple. I don't even know the word for it. It's very like even on here you can tell. Doesn't look anything like you would think. Very pretty. And this is Velvetine. This will be my first time. I guess I haven't used this one. And the reason I'm calling it Velvetine, I'm pretty sure that's how it's supposed to be pronounced. Does anybody remember the Velveteen Rabbit? That is what makes me know how to say it. And wasn't that like a vampire bunny? I cannot remember now. If you're old, if you're like my age, you were old enough to remember that. Okay, so definitely purple on the white and goldy red on the black, in my opinion. That's really pretty. You could have two completely different looks depending on what base you were to stamp this on. So I'm actually, now I've seen others swatch it, and so I knew it looked pretty, but now that I can see it myself in person, I'm happy that I went ahead and got it. Because again, I think just like everybody else, you got to watch the budget and you want all the things. And when you're addicted to nail polish, you want all the colors. Okay, so let's look at the burgundies together. Okay, so Wolfish, Leather, Hell Santa, and Velvetine. Hmm. This one almost looks hot pink and a little bit, at least on the white. This one kind of more red tone, this one kind of more purple tone, this one more purple. I don't even know, like, this is a different purple tone than this one, in my opinion. But this one just looks different than all of them, in my opinion, because it's so different over the black versus the white. Okay, and those are what I have. I'm going to kind of recap and I'm going to kind of tell you in my opinion, what do I think that you need? Yeah, need. But there's a whole bunch of colors I don't have, but I also don't even need any more because this is enough. But they always come out with another one. Okay, so back to the creams. This one's lighter, this one's darker. So Fireside, Red Sea. These again are the only two creams I have. So it would be, in my opinion, if you can get, if I suggest if you were able to get one light cream and one dark cream of each color would be nice to have. If you cannot, then I would suggest going middle range. Don't worry about the lightest and don't worry about the darkest. Just get one that's right in the middle. So probably that I know of would probably be Cherry Bomb if you were only going to be able to do one. Okay, and then I called these the metallics, which was um, Cinnamon Spark and Evil Eye. Out of these two, obviously I don't think you need both. They're both pretty. Um, Now, we could get into so many things. Let me just set this here for a second because I feel like when you get into the shinies, metallics, glitters, I'm going to call these ones the shimmers. So metallics and shimmers. So we had candy apple, candy cane, and Ilma. So I would say if you were going to get one cream mid-range out of metallics and shimmers, if you could get one metallic and one shimmer, would be great. But if you can't, see, and this could go down to a personal preference. If you can get one out of each category, I think it, would be helpful. But you don't need all of them. You really don't. You kind of just got to pick what colors you really like. But like, I would like to have, like, if you had one of these, and like these are so different. So if I was going to pick out of these, I really like Lima, Ilma, whichever way you want to pronounce it. I really like that one. That's pretty. Because to me, all these I'm gonna call the glitters. The glitters and the shimmers, metallics can sort of somewhat go together in a way. So we have Ruby Slipper, Shaka Santa, Rudolph, Galentine, Bloodbender. They all have a slight different tone, but also pretty similar. So again, I would say you wouldn't need all of them. One of them would be fine, I think. Again, I think it depends on what tone you're wanting, how opaque you're wanting it. Um, some of them are so close, like, and this one's more red. This is Shaka Santa. To me, it has more of a red cast than a pink cast. And then the burgundies. So Wolfish, Leather, Hell Santa, and Velvetine. Velvetine, I think, is a good one because it has the two different tones depending on what base color you use. And then I really like Leather. Again, these are so pretty similar to me. This would depend, do you want a purple tone or a red tone? But again, you don't need all the things. If you cannot, now if you, like I said, if you can, I would suggest to have, for the creams, one light, one dark. If you could have a metallic, one metallic. If you could have a shimmer, one glitter. And then the burgundies are kind of in a way, they're their own little category because they're not necessarily red, they're not necessarily purple, they're kind of like their own little thing, but I didn't know whether to fit it in the reds or the purple, so I just did them with it. So if you had, like I said, so that'd be like what, 1, 2, 3, 4 polishes if you did out of like each category. Okay, and I'll try to zoom it out for you. So, and again, that's just my opinion. Um, so that's the burgundies, metallic, cream, shimmers, and glitters. And, they're always going to be coming out with something else and something else and something else. So, I mean, it can go on and on and on. So, you don't need it all. Just get a little bit of cream. And if you're starting out, I would just suggest getting a cream starter color kit that's, say, like like classic school colors collection kind of a thing. And that'll get you started. You don't need all the shimmers and all the other things unless you just want them. But I hope you enjoyed. Thank you so much for watching. I do appreciate it. I will list what I have in the description box. And until the next one, have a blessed day. Bye.